So cool to be back here again. I didn't realize how great hearing that soundtrack would feel. Hello everyone, and welcome back once again to Stygian, Outer Gods. I received messages from so many of you asking when there's going to be more content for this, and it has finally arrived. A huge content update has just dropped by the time you see this. At the time I'm recording this, I'm on an earlier build, so thank you so much to the developers for providing me with beta access. Now, if you'll recall, last time we got in the middle of a bit of a parental quarrel between Frank and his mother, the witch. At first, it seems like we could do something for her, something that would enable at least a little bit of respect from her end. But things started to crumble as Frank told us that we had made a huge mistake. As for what the outcome of that will be, I guess it's time to find out, huh? Alright. It all seemingly culminated in us ending up back in our study. But our inventory doesn't lie. Place looks even more lively than when we left it. I must note that it does seem already to be performing quite a bit better. My childhood diary. I thought I had lost this a long time ago. It's open on one entry. April 6th, 1899. I turned 10 today. I am not happy. I don't want to tell Father, but I saw a man die today. A sick vagrant on the street. He had no teeth and always talked to himself. He ignored everyone, but today he grabbed my arm. I was scared, and his breath smelled. The man knew my name. He said, "Jack brings the black." Then he stabbed himself in the heart and died scrabbling at the wall. I don't want cake anymore. I wish Mother was here. Yep, that'll do it. Instant childhood trauma on your 10th birthday. Jack is black. You would be spending the rest of your life wondering what that meant. Unfortunately, we're too early to know who Jack Black is. Stanley, what do I do? He won't talk to me? Look at me. It's like I'm deceased. To make matters worse, Jack is enlisted, and I know it's due to my actions. He's an explorer, not a fighter. Guide me, old pal. This is my fault. I must help him, and I know we are close. I await your response. Percival. The study when it was his study. It's like we've literally been transported back in time. Can we try to leave?
It's like a still in time. Everything in place, except one thing. Where are you?
We need to find the apartment key. Maybe in the desk? No? Where would that be? Just when reality was falling apart, just as we had accepted the horrors, it bathes us in the comfort of our memories. But I can only imagine that this is something done deliberately and with malice. Not just a dying dream. There's a book right here. You remember this journal well. A collective of your father's adventures. You find your favorite. The meeting of your parents. November 19th, 1881. Present. Myself and Stanley Fredkin. Brief. A jaunt in the swamps of Siberia to locate and survey the cult of Vekvek. Discoveries. The Vekvek are not a cult. but a women-only tribe who believe in a lotus goddess named Lithzar, which roughly translates to Lilith. The women were welcoming and rather hands-on. One, named after the goddess, spoke English, and we got on rather well. A trip not wasted, I'd say. I also discovered Stanley cannot swim, and seems to be allergic to female attention. Dang, Mom! Is there anything else we can read, then? Where do we find that key? An old graduation book from Miskatonic University, which highlights the greatest minds of the class. You find your father is bookmarked. Miskatonic graduates of 1880. Percival Archibald Harrison. Born in England, Percival adapted to Arkham's quirks with a tenacity unseen from overseas scholars. With a mind abundant in curiosity, Percival excelled in studies of the occult and has graduated with application in global studies and cultural exploration. His future is promising, and Miskatonic is excited to see what he does next. That's so cool. Like, the way they've revealed his character is awesome because we see him in all these different states in all these different ways. We hear about him as this great explorer, we meet him as a drunken lunatic, and then we hear about how brilliant he is from these old accounts. A curious and intelligent mind. We can divine some footprints on the ground. Musing at this collection over here. There we go. Ah, that is clever. I am also going to have to reacclimate. I just remembered that that mechanic existed. Yep. This is no home of mine. Where's the lad sent me? I would never go there again. This dark passage. A child. Room 428. Already taking its toll on me. My God. Are they men? Or what's left of them? Maybe I can speak with them at the cost of my sanity? Deep, everlasting moaning, contributing to the droning hive of souls around it. Trapped. So many. Father? Father! Father, can you hear me? I'm getting you out, even if it's the last thing I do. We may have to use this on you in a bit. I hope you understand. We're back where we started and the witch is gone. Jack, look at me. Do you remain whole? Has she carved out your spark? What about you? Am I talking to a specter of my father? The hollow of my soul is filled, freed from the heinous trap of Agata's, but we cannot rejoice. She's got both relics. And Croft. What happened, Jack? Wait, you mean Frank? She's taken him? Croft. He prefers that over his mother's given name. It seems his rebellion has reached its zenith, and the serpent is finally struck. Do you think he's... I'll wring the witch's neck myself if so. In your absence, he was hope, like a second son. Cursed, like you it seems, to be my salvation. A tale for later. Have we actually restored your sanity? How did you find me? After you had sobered me, the oblivion was in clarity again. But then, something splintered within. A crack in the fog. And the tide followed. Right, it's been rising this whole time. At that very moment, I spied a guttural flash in the church. Too convenient to be mere chance. I followed the beacon. We haven't got time. I need the relics. Victoria's freedom relies on them. Victoria's in Kingsport? Ensnared? A look of confused concern flashes across his weathered face. Yes, she's been taken by some shadow man. What's wrong? Shadow man. Later. Right now, we cannot allow Agata to scarper with these relics. But the witch's tumorous presence is gone. What do you know about these objects? Together, we assume they open a rift between worlds, mortal and not. A passage from the known to the unfathomable. No normal human can wield them. But Agata... Well, how am I meant to find them if Agata's gone? She could be across any cosmic rift. Only another being of such power could sniff her out. I know of whispers. One that resides in a house up high. There's always a house up high, or a mine, or someplace I need to travel to. How do I get there? The old council blocked the trail to keep ignorant tourists from harm, but they didn't block below. How about that old codger with the boat? Are you talking about in the mines? Does he have a way out? Alright, let's go. Steady on, my son. There's something I want to check first, so I'll catch up. I promise, no funny business or disappearing acts. Meet me on the misty shore. Now you're truly here, let's talk. Quickly, my boy. Oh no, I've got a book to write. You seem unnerved that Victoria was here. A long-kept secret, now futile. Victoria was born here to Tabitha and Charles Brasco, and her mother entrusted Stanley to keep her away. The Brasco's daughter? All these years. Aye. Stanley has kept her shielded all these years from prying shadows, hidden from Charles and his behavior. He treated her like livestock, but to what odious end? Frank or Croft? What's the story there? I was a shattered mind. My vulnerability drew Agata, and she carved a sliver of my soul. But not all. My occult defenses held. Why did you want your soul? Souls of men, stored for a purpose grander than vile amusement. Likely it sidles with the lurking calamity. All those bodies were souls like yours? Aye, of Kingsport and else, though you saw only a few. The moaning beyond the walls. I fear the number. The sea beckoned my oblivion, but Croft steered me to the lighthouse just as he may have done with us. Time over he failed to breach his mother's soul stock for me. Until now. What happened in Africa? What started my dreams? The African shrine of such peculiar rumors. Me and Stanley had hopes and fears it was connected to the coming doom. Tied to Kingsport? We suspect it isn't solely Kingsport and Africa they stand. Fingers of another vastness piercing our earth. Seeking. Waiting. I need to hear about the expedition. It's like a blur in my mind. The attack was the Mbangu tribe. Or wait, the attack by the Mbangu tribe was unexpected. Yet on our bloody sprint, we found it. Stonework not of this world. You felt uneasy, but I insisted. I wanted a piece. One touch. That's all it took to plague you. So you do regret it. It's a bleeding stain on my soul. What kind of father puts his curiosity over his boy's safety? Can you find forgiveness? You don't even need to ask. You're all I have, Jack. And if the maw of time snares us, I shall jeer in its bloody, tenebrous mug, knowing you're my boy. Well, at least we won't have any regrets here. We need to talk about Kingsport. What is truly happening in this town? Beneath this town, relics persisted that can alter the thin veil, that which separates us from the cosmic tendrils that have sought entry for eons. It remained untouched, until the Brascos. It was our goal to discover how they set the Black Day in motion. And what comes with this Black Day? A torrent of sweeping death. Stanley believed Charles began the rift. Now those not of mortal tongue wait for the rest, and shall consume all. And as we have begun to dabble in the occult to learn its ways, we can understand that gibberish. Try and tell me of these entities. Speech feels like flies scratching your brain's folds, yet it clarifies. Can I once more just say that I really love the way the flavor text ties in with your skills here? I mean, it is certainly written as Lovecraft would write it, maybe with a bit less racism. In the mist, the beyond one, yet there is another, the wandering dark. With them or not, I'm unsure. A clash of Stygian desires, but there is tension in the powers, brewing conflict. That was what we were starting to learn towards the end of the last part, that there seemed to be conflict between these powers, that Agata is at odds with our mystery man, and that there may be even more waiting beyond. Alright, enough for now. What was Charles up to? He was not the kindest chap, but he adored his wife. Why not his child? His late behavior was beyond him, a drastic change, but I've heard of such occur elsewhere. We are mere skin sacks of unutterable beings. Rumors flit about people infiltrated by a summoned dark entity. I fear Charles may have gotten lost in the shadow. Poor man. I can't imagine much worse. An awful thing, likely trapped within his own mind, forced to see the entity assume his body to try and bring about the Black Day. This raises another unsettling premise. Stanley has always sensed something unusual about Victoria. If this shadow was within Charles when he conceived her, we can't be certain whose blood she carries. Could Victoria have known? Has she lured me here? We have all been lured here. Us, Brascos, even Agata, a chain gang. But the unknown is tricksy, making promises to the desperate. Like Charles. Our Vic always wondered about her family. The dark preys on such desire, and may have twisted it to its own motive. But I have no faith she knew of the real peril. None. Sometimes it really is like reading a novel. It's certainly so seeped in language such as that. And there's so much left up to interpretation, so much to mystery. Not just about what's going on here, but about the roles everyone has to play. Tradition is believed to be an excuse for the depraved copulation of sorcery. Those uncultivated spit at the thought of the settlers who predate Kingsport, a cultish tribe who host the Yuletide festival, a steady drum they make as they dance up to the church in demon faces. squirming before pillars of sickly green flame. Speak not of the rest, the winged creatures of the void, the oily rivers beneath that carry the screams of bone flutes in heat, obscenity to be buried. I may have read that last time, I'm not sure. Poor lad. Another victim pulled into this mess. Wait, what are you talking about? Yeah, I mean, our room is our room, but I'm definitely noticing that this is performing a lot better than it did when I last played. And actually, I'm pretty sure there was a patch that improved performance pretty much immediately after the last part released. I don't think that's new to this content update. But just a reminder, if this game has you curious at all, I highly recommend you try it out for yourself. Right now, I need to come back here and have a save. You there, sir. Is there anything else we can do with you? Because remember, not only does this add the next part of the campaign, I imagine what's here is probably also a bit more fleshed out.
My mistress would like you. A true honor.
Is the offer still there for the golden orb? Yeah, maybe I'll keep it. Right, things are gonna have to come back to me. But I do remember that you are taking those golden skulls. You there, corpse on the ground, have we spoken with you? Death strips all of power, though you can tell this one had none even in life. Subservient through and through, the driver of the car, maybe? Who are you? A humble servant. Welcome to the mansion, home of the Brascos for over 30 years. If you'd like recommendations for your visit, please let me know. What happened? Nothing to stress over. I hope your visit to this homely abode heals your mind and soul. I'm at your disposal. Okay, let's hear your recommendations. Maybe you'll tell us something useful. Where to start? The library is a vast realm of knowledge for the curious. But if nature calls to you, visit the garden maze, a triumphant design. Our head butler Henry is rearranging the exhibition. You could get hands-on. A word of advice. He's picky, but likes the bangle and the chalice. We will keep that in mind. We can improve morale around here by helping lost souls to be freed from this realm, but you don't really seem to be all that upset. I think that is so creepy and cool that, you're not literal living corpses. We literally speak to the rotting bodies on the ground. Sometimes little more than bones. But we came over here to save. To save and to restore our sanity. Let's have a look at our inventory while we're at it. We've still got our shotgun, lots of teeth, and a ritual skull. It says the seer may be interested in this, but I'm pretty sure they also are only going to take things when we have them in threes, right? We can find them in certain sanity-draining caves. Alright, it's coming back.
The eyes watch it. Steps bound.
Can you guide me to the relics? The first half is deep within in the coal bowels, a key to the descent held in the House of Light, yet it houses a shadow. The second, cradled by one of the witch blood in the church, yet the way is locked. The boatman floats deep in the mines, and ferry he will. And once I have obtained both, a whole must be made. What has been parted must come together, back to how it all began, and never ended. It seems every minute brings more questions. Tell me, who is the shadow demon? A flit in the dark, a rap on the door. a wanderer amongst mortals, and not. Even the eyes struggle to see his nuts. Is there truly no way to prevent this black day? Bound it shall come. Both sides of the scale hold the dark, yet differ. The eyes will not decide which one tips. No, but the eyes watch us most readily. I can speak to the hanged. Another man amongst the dead, simply a flesh decoration now. You feel the spiritual innards watching you warily, eyeing your vigor and flushed skin, envying your breath. He doesn't want to speak. This soul fails to notice your presence within its own self-mourning. He wants his wife. Isabella, Isabella, Isabella. Your words simply join the breeze. Well, we've sent a few on their way. That's a good thing, right? I believe there is a mine entrance around here somewhere. Just what I was thinking of. There was a door here that we could not open last time. After a joint decision by the council, the path to the upper Kingsport has been closed to the public. This is an action of public safety due to many incidents of injury and death amongst the cliffs. Any who wish to rebuke this decision should speak with one of the local keepers. Okay. So we've got to go see the boatman, which I believe is down where the mines came out. Stealing gold teeth from atop a grave. It's not like I could be any more cursed in this moment, right? Right, it was through here. Thanks, ominous music. I wouldn't have known what to feel otherwise. Oh, right. I think we have the talent that makes us silent when walking. I'm pretty sure I just heard something. Maybe one of the blind guys in the deep. Back again. Pleased to see me. A resounding no, I take.
The waters are moaning. Irksome.
I need your services yet again. He peers at you, his singular eye rolling in its socket, a whirlpool of clouded distortion within. I know where you seek, the ferry to depart. Your first step? Board, Iganon. Alright, let's go. The higher the stranger, investigate the misty house. I mean, I feel like I could paddle a boat. I'm an adventurer. Don't really need some kind of possibly supernatural being to help us. But then again, one of the more interesting things about this story is that the supernatural are not all of one company. Still blocked. That must be the house. What a strange abode. Then again, it's Kingsport. So much wind staring straight down the cliffs. They're gonna introduce that freezing mechanic again, aren't they? The council were right. It's a death trap. Alright, we seem to be okay from the cold. Really are on the outskirts now. And literally the first thing we find is a friggin' ghost, or a Green Lantern projection. The host. Oh, I guess this place is ours now. Some time has passed since a living vessel has crossed my threshold. We gotta play this diplomatically. I mean no intrusion. I'm Jack. Can I ask your name? I simply am. A host for now. State your purpose. I need help finding and reaching Agata, the head witch. Those coven imps are thieves, filthy claws scrounging for spirits to appease their matriarch. 4 of my residents they've stolen, disturbing their peace. What do you mean by residents? Those who's passed through and do not truly leave. Fleshly vessels may exit my abode, but their spirits, burdened by shadow, can choose to remain. I'll find them if you'll help me. Setting people to rest seems to be our specialty. Vesseled, they be in undisturbed safety. No coven nor human hand may unseal them. Bring them home, and place them back where they belong. The she-demon no longer walks this plane, so once my residents are home, our collective essence shall open the way to her. We shall aid your plight. I have questions. Be welcomed here, where the thin air stills. Can you tell me more about your residents? Well, we don't know who any of them are, so A, I don't know how we'd ask you about them, and B, I don't know how you would attribute first, second, third, or fourth to a particular one. The purple vessel, a philosopher and teacher, a family man. Yet happiness was a glaze, never spirit deep. Curious minds can never be quelled, as Mr. Olney proved. And so his curiosity ascended him here. Bodily he left, spiritually he remained. The cliff edge may still grasp remnants of his final camp. The innate curiosity of those who may venture to see you. Tell me about the second. The green vessel. This one came from a world other, a place of barren earth and a felled civilization, cast from the sky like rain's child. Her name is Castle. She was searching for a soul misguided by the name of Theobald. This man lived just down the path, and she guided him into my abode. Now they both glimpse golden flames instead of darkness. And with the unknown, it's hard to say if that's a positive outcome or not. The morality of this game actually is very interesting, which is why choosing the nice or the compassionate option all the time may not actually lead us to the best place. Tell me about the third spirit. Billy, the blue vessel, a youth from Dunwich, tantalized by rumors of the strange house. Normally the bodies of residents go on their way, leaving their true soul behind, or decay. Billy's died, or so he thought. One eve, his very corpse stole his vessel. It turns out he had an unknown twin in the womb, and absorbed its soul. Can you imagine your own corpse being piloted by your unborn, vengeful brother? The body will have collapsed and rot by now. I'd ask you to get Billy back. That is horrifying. All that time, your presence unknown, just waiting for the chance. And the fourth spirit? The yellow vessel holds Theobald. He lived in the house just down the path. A mind of full tales and desire for absurdity, yet he was stalled by the fear of the unknown. Until Castle. The girl from the sky, her soul lost. 2 people searching for more, and each other they found. Together they entered here, and Theobald started his new story. A ghost host recalling those he's sheltered. While the mist knocks, the host will guard you. Oh, there's still so much more to read. So what is this place? An old place. We perch like Bayaki on the edge of the white aether, a gateway before the undying sea. We can recall Percival's books, although the chance isn't great. A Bayaki, nestled in the dust that age your father's occult tomes, an excerpt crawls from the recesses. Winged and of grace, yet no celestial blessing, a leathery countenance that cannot be recalled by no sound mind nor eye. Beast may be tame, but beneath only the palms of space. Do you know what plagues Kingsport? I have graced beings of elder for time long, heard their snores that rumble the crust. Some I heard knocking in wait, and others I spied never still, walking amongst the earth's flesh. It concerns me, the stillness that is now settled. I hear no slumbering, no knocking, and the wanderers' steps have ceased. They all wait now to enter. Enter like a door? From where do you believe the cursed root sprang? The plague of hysteria? The rift to the unknown is open, yet not a gate. To be finished, beyond stitching. Do you know where to seek these vessels? They have been manhandled by hags aplenty, greed and mania, all destined for their matriarch, the gatherer of souls. Through the mist dampens their calls. I see their maladies in haze. An altar, a cave, a house, and the sea. Very well. We'll keep that in mind then. An altar, a cave, a house, and the sea. Also, the door to your back room seems locked. I'm gonna pay for that. Well, off we go. You know, maybe it's actually for the better that we don't open that door. Although, can you imagine the scene had I succeeded? We can also get in and out on the other side. Anything hiding beneath? It doesn't seem so, but this game being this game, I had to check. This game really indulges in creativity when it comes to our interactions with the supernatural, and not all of them negative. A grand view, if you like tasty clag. What are you? Are you those weird root creatures from Lady in the Water? Kingsport already boasts many despairing trees, but this one stands out. You hear a heartbeat. Hello? Is someone in there? An echo rumbles in your mind, unfocused and bestial in its ragged breath. Come, you disgusting insect. Pain. 5 congregations of pain. Follow smoke. Destroy it. Free me. It repeats over and over. You're in pain? I can try and help. I'll be back. It simply repeats. Looks like we're descending into the smoke. A wildfire burning below. If not, a torch will do. Diary. Theobald. May 7th, or July 5th. Aliester said he's done with this loathsome town, and his loathsome wife and his loathsome son. The plan is we gather supplies and hire a boat to Arkham, then onward. Yet that house on the cliff calls to me. But I'm a coward. May 9th. She appeared above the house. An angel spat from the very sky itself. Quiet she is, clutching some paper and sheltering in my yard tunnel. But strange is her clothes, her presence. I am intimidated. September 30th, months later. I can't do it. I can't go with Alistair. These months have been joyous, listening and writing stories Castle has told me of her home. But she holds grief within, and that house has called to it, like it did me. Her mind is made, and so is mine. She was my sign. You were too afraid to make the pilgrimage, and only a fallen angel could get you to try. You know, I always say that everyone feels like the main character in their own story. You sort of had some justification to feel that way. There's a trap right here, a nail bomb. I had forgotten these were in the game. Am I playing Ready or Not now? Let's make sure these crates are here. I wonder if they fixed the bug that caused crates to disappear. But remember, we don't want to break them because we don't want to... We may have to snack them at some point. More herbs that we can heal with, and you, and black powder. Is there a reason for us to enter the cave? We're told to expect a cave. No, you don't. Can we lure you out? You do not seem to want to chase us in. But one swift headshot is all we need. And it's worth the ammo. It's just me, or do you maybe look a little different from the others? Looks like someone attempted to burn a note. This letter has been thumbed within an inch of its life. At least the parts of it you can see that aren't blackened. Theobald, find your task. Guide black. Save him. Anything more is lost to the char. Billy Tools. Maybe that can help us. Some way of returning a spirit? Alright, now there is a way to see what we've got. But we can't really see many more details of the objectives. It keeps telling me that there's new information here, but I don't have the ability to flip another card. They truly have infested this town. No mercy. Have I been spotted? I can't even see them as I approach. Maybe they can't see me either? They can. And you're a different type. At least I think so. Can we save some ammo? Is that a good idea? Suppose it is. That has really taken a toll on us. We've got a rifle and a shotgun too, remember. And we can always craft some more. And we can craft rifle ammo. Like a dead bird in a cage surrounded by the bones of others. Okay, this is not good for us. There's a dog, there's a dog, there's a dog. We've used so much ammo. Okay, there are ways to restore our sanity. What is that bar down there? Sedative. But something's still happening to us. It's slowed, but it's still happening. Maybe we can't be down there for too long? What's happening to us? Or perhaps it's an effect on us and it leaving will be a good thing? And you wouldn't happen to have any music here, would you? No, I suppose you wouldn't. Alright, what have we got? Well, we can probably put away Billy's tools for now. Oh, hey. Pedestals for the vessels, so at least we know what to do with them. Let's venture back into town and see where we can go. At least there's fewer of those things now. We do also have the shotgun should we need it. It's not too difficult to make the ammo. Cult totem. Wait. This is why. Hang on, wait. These things are here to drain our sanity. We could potentially use this as a shortcut to get down. It's still hurting us. Clove of hands, who'd have thought? Being in this smoke is not good for us whatsoever. But we're ready for whatever's in it. I'd like to imagine. Or maybe not. No words can convey how unsettling this is. Dearest Patricia, have you any news on the lowlies? I don't hear much from down here on the shore. We all know the mister is a deviant, the way he fondles the church walls. But that Carol is up to no good, creeping around, collecting her queer herbs for her queer remedies. It is not normal. Even worse for my old heart. I've discovered my Duncan has sought one of them. I found the cursed recipe in his shack next door. He's been gone a few days now, dawdling likely, so I shall teach him not to hide things from his mother when he returns. Say, have you glimpsed the lowly son of late? Lucian? Poor boy. Eileen. Rumors and busybodies where the busybodies may be right. Maybe. Don't fall, Box. Don't fall. Saves us some trouble. Unlock that with lockpicking 4. How about Axe 1? I had kind of gotten used to this game's brand of spookiness, and right now it kind of feels like we actually have crawled into the mouth of madness. Boon is unveiled. So destroy the witch. Get at what she guards. Is it maybe better to lead this? Answer no, because I'm not going to have any real way back. One of these things is close. You there. We're losing it again. Whoa! You've got ranged attacks. Well, so have I. Wait, I'm dying. Wait, I just started dying. Let's get back to safety. You've really got nothing to help me restore my sanity? I mean, wasn't that the whole point of this place? Can't even light a fire. Oh, hey. The camp right here. Could be you. Property of T. Olney. A brief rest amidst my climb. The way was unwelcoming to those of the howling wind, but I do not shrink from a challenge. Now I sit not a stone's throw from the scourge of my thoughts and dreams. The early morn nips at my skin with nature's own needle teeth. In my throat, the bitter mist dampens my breath, yet a freshness retains. It is cleared, and I look out into the vastness where Kingsport's muddled design appears spectacularly miniature. The cottage in the sky holds something queer about it. Not malicious, just simply queer. I yearn for it more than I have yearned for my own wife over the past sloughing years. After a short sit and a blueberry or two, onwards to that house. To dally would be unwise. I can envision my wife's ruddy scrunched ire if I stray too long. Just a quick investigation, and I shall return to the mundane. And yet, here your things remain. Here you remain. No, I don't even remember. What did you show me? The ruins of the house. Ah! Okay. Now, was it this back here? Perhaps the other side. No, it wasn't you, I don't think. So, something further down then. Man, this section is so creepy. I honestly find this just as, if not more, creepy than the mines. But we've expended the resources going to the right here. We seem to be okay for now. Well, except for we can hear you walking about. Okay. Can we perhaps banish this? A spirit vessel, which we can pick up. They're after me. I think I would be wise to leave this place right now. Oh, but it's so easy to lose your way in the mist. You're still hot on my trail, wow. Surely now you'll leave me alone. So, what did we get? A strange vessel containing an even stranger substance. It doesn't like being shaken. It reads T.O. You've been returned. An enemy sees me, but oh wow, you chased me all this way. Okay, well, get ready, host, for a siege. I need you to get as close as possible without throwing your projectiles at me. I've never had you chase me all the way back to a safe cabin before. You actually can't seem to see me. Here! Hardly matters now. Why don't we take our save? The good thing about enemies in this game is that they appear to be persistent, so killing them does at least mean we have freer movement. Still, we're starting to bleed through our sedatives being down here. I know that to an extent the witches themselves harm our sanity. And I'm pretty sure these mushrooms can help with that, which is why it's important to stock up. See, the thing about this place is that the sounds made by the mist, the whispers, are not at all unlike those made by the enemies. So you always feel like they're all around you. Percival, you're there! Why anyone live on the shore's skirts? You never truly own your land. Look at that, a video game NPC who kept his word. Jack, my boy, glad to see you in adequate health. Can't say the same for myself. Seems my days of spunk are fading. Impossible. What's wrong, father? I'm alright, really. Just having your soul held captive takes its toll, you know? Been feeling a little weak in the knees, that's all. A short rest will do the trick. Anywho, enough about my elderly cricks. I have something for you. Or I will have. It may help your pending run-in with the witch. Lord knows you need it. I'm listening. First, remember that revolver of mine? The one I haggled from that Bill geezer in Arkham? You know, Bill was also the name of the gun parts box that I found in that cave. A classic. Tell me what happened again? Well, I pushed my luck at a pawn shop. Bill got mad, threatened to call the mob on me. Turns out he wasn't bluffing. The biggest man I've ever seen walks in and knocks me out cold. Next thing I know, I'm waking up in an alley. No clothes, no money, but the revolver on my chest with a note. Thank you for shopping at Honest Bill's. Never gets old. So, why bring up the revolver? It exploded back in the lighthouse. One of them ghouls got in close. I took it down, but the gun near took my hand off. I was bloody devastated. I went back for the parts, and now with a clear mind and steady hands, I can make it whole. I just need the tools. 3 sets and it's yours. A piece of iron to wipe that smile off Agata's face. But you love that gun. I'm old, Jack. The truth is scarier than the unknown to me. But all this running around is behind me. Your safety is my life now. Fancy a chat? So this is an element that I have really started to appreciate in storytelling, and that's incorrect first impressions. Having us get off on the wrong foot with someone only to have our minds completely change later. And it's not even due to any change in their character, it's simply the circumstances in which we meet them. Let's beat the guns, or whatever it is you young lot like to say. I didn't know you could fix guns. The only thing I desired to take from my father, he was a sour streak of piss, but a good gunsmith. I always said if I was a bullet, he would have liked me. Made matters worse when I didn't pursue his line of work and chose to focus on that poncy studying crap. Hope the old sod is resting in agitation. Oh, don't worry. I'm sure wherever he is, he's looking up at us now and smiling. Is that an echo you hear? Like the sea in a shell. Just this time, it's vacuous screaming. There's something different about a corpse near the water, isn't there? Ooh, and there's a hidden path. An old toboggan, now doubling as a boat. I doubt this place features in the Kingsport tourist trail. Would make for poor sightseeing. Terrible, even. Right back there beneath the porch. I found none of the things I've uncovered so far. Alright, let's have a look around the back before we start opening doors. Something perhaps buried here, besides a ton of bottles you maybe wanted to hide from your wife. We don't have the lockpicking skill to open that. But we have plenty of scrounging skills to find all this rifle ammo and a stamina stimulant. I'm telling you, the occult skill is worth it for this stuff alone, but more importantly, it's the way we build our character. It not only allows us to engage with some of the horrors in the world, not only makes us more resilient to them, but it also allows us to engage with conversation, to be an active participant, and not just someone who's listening to a bunch of gibberish that goes over our head. Alright, wire coil, we have plenty of scrap metal. Too much, some might say. Revolver ammo. Another first aid kit. Jack, Scarface, Long Tom, Spanish Joe, Peters, Maid Ellis, and Cheatin' Logan Dawkins. You buzz in my brain, yet I am the one free, destined soon for Arkham, I feel. Farewell, you treacherous swabs. Are you the corpse we found over there? Tried to set out and died in the process? Maybe just chose the exact wrong time to try and leave, when maybe you could have waited here and survived. I doubt it, though. April 12th. The sea brings tidings of bodies washed ashore. 3 males, lacerated and trodden. Business of mine, certainly not. But thieves must suffer. It was not me. It was them. Spanish Joe was particularly volatile. June 5th. Mr. Olney, pleasant for an outsider, and so-named philosopher. Them young folk pretend to have the wisdom of age, and name it a study. We spoke of old. The man has a keen fixation on that house up in the mist. A shame. I was somewhat fond of him. July 20th. Sneak. That gumshoe in town thinks he'd be slick. I spy him, watching, lurking. I know what he wants, what they all want. They ain't finding it. He'll end up like those who washed up. They still talk. September 1st. The mad, terrible old man was right. I voiced the future, as did Orny and the other decrepit elders. The black waited. Now the black comes. We simply expected nothing less. Okay, well, I know where we are, but let's check the map just to confirm. Perhaps we can even reach the lower areas of this town? I'm actually always surprised by how linear this all turns out to be. It seems like we could come up here and see another cave. That was the left turn at the post. This game just always rewards exploration. It always rewards digging deeper. You don't have to do any of it, but, well, you'll be glad you did. There's a safe house right here! And amid the driftwood and detritus. What say you, old bones? Corpse guarded out in the wreckage. But we don't have much choice. There's another soul jar. The Merc. Don't trust it. Don't swing with it. Hey there, you. If I had the rifle, I could just plunk you from here. But perhaps there's a better way? Blocked. Dusty tomes. Buried beneath some dusty tomes written by an author called Dusty. I'd never laugh at the dead, but come on. This game's got a sense of humor about it as well. It's really interesting in its tone. It's not a cookie-cutter game, I'll give it that. How can we make it back here? There's a chest hidden there, cleverly. You will not float. You will not. If I can perhaps make that jump. Just barely. Okay, move you. And potentially do something with you. So long as you don't end up in the wrong spot. Our only real goal is to make our way around the back of that, but perhaps we can do this. I think I may have just gotten your attention. I hope there was no one below when the sea called. Still down there. Hands below the surface. Didn't get to read the rest. Resistance stimulant. Could use that should a boss fight ever come calling. And a lockbox containing 8 golden teeth. Although these days I have not much to spend my money on. I mean, we could try again to buy the sledgehammer. But I don't imagine there's really much to do with it. I mean, is it really just a heavier, slower melee weapon? Maybe we should save and try it anyway. More than one of you. It's you guys. And you'll certainly be quite upset if I start shooting. Thing is, I can direct your attention, then I'll still need to get out. Let's use one of these bottles, shall we? We've got so many. You should all make your way over there. And And I've got it. Come on, 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 come on. And away we go. I felt I was getting greedy there, but I also thought it would be my best way out. Seems I was correct. Oh, that was nerve-wracking. And we saved some ammo in the process, at least. I'm pretty sure in the last moment I may have seen some sedative back there, but no, do not get greedy. More traps. Oh, we can disassemble you for black powder. There's so much I don't remember. That would have been really useful to know before. Soothing potion. Maybe that works as something better than a sedative, something we can craft ourselves. Alright, this looks explorable, does it not? Oh, it's been so long since we saved. Well, we've got some alcohol. And hey, it's probably not the worst thing somebody's done to save a bottle, right? Hey, we're back around to the Dusty Tomes. Sorry, Dusty, hardly knew ye. Unfortunately, you're too close to the tomes for me to interact with you and try to set your soul free. Put in a good word for me in the afterlife, assuming you are there. Save, thank you. So I'm guessing that's probably the yellow one, WP. So, what's in the cave? Come on. I figured it'd be one of you. Okay, well, you kind of earned this. Any more of them? Doesn't seem so. At least not for now. That's in case we have to come back here without a light. With Alistair's key, we can get in here. It definitely looks like someplace we'd like to reach. See, this is what I love about survival horror games, though. Combat is always an option, and it's actually more effective than other games where enemies just infinitely spawn. But it's just one solution of many. There is real reason why we wouldn't want to just go nuclear on every single enemy. I think this game is actually balanced really well as a survival horror game because it actually has me considering all my options instead of one way just being objectively better and it just being a matter of finding the resources. And there is a huge variety. Express our disgust for these creatures. I wonder, do we have the ability unlocked where we do additional damage on a sneak attack? Because that makes a big difference right now. I mean, the gameplay also is such that there may be times where we decide something's just not worth it, where we weigh up a situation and decide that, no, I'd rather just move on. We've made it back here. Look at that, connected at last back onto the main map. This door was bothering me so much before. Well, I'd say that warrants a victory touch. Probably sounds kind of weird to those of you who don't know what I mean, huh? That's something I do in Urbex, where, my god, I think you might have heard me. Okay, well, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way, this way. Later, Tater. Down in the fires. Were I to make this left turn instead, could I find another cave? No, it wasn't that turn, it was this one right here at the torch. And there's sure to be enemies within. Of all the places I've explored, this is the darkest. The very air holds rot. So many bodies. Beneath the floor, I can't speak to any of these corpses. You died huddled and starving in that cage, a cage which is now ironically open. Knowing Kingsport, this was no base cruelty. My wildest guesses probably wouldn't even skim the surface. What a morose scene. A young man caged and left to die, curled like a fetus. The circle of macabre living. Who are you? Lucian Lowly, sir. Son of Alistair and Carol Lowly, sir. Why are you in a cage? This is my test of patience, sir. Father is going to take me to the Yuletide festival. He's coming back for me, sir. What's the festival? A pilgrimage rebirth into the gloaming depths, sir. The chosen gather in massed acceptance to reflect those other than we. Father went to finish his preparations. He has a stash of special necessities, though he hasn't returned for a time. I can ask for the stash, tell them I'm gonna go check, but Father would be angry. Says it's secret. Sorry, sir. We need to improve our speech. But we've specced ourselves into a cult. Which, oddly enough, doesn't help us as much with the dead as we would like. Howdy. Sucks to suck. Well, there you are. Let's back it up. We don't really need this right now. So, you into there. I'd rather use shotgun for you guys. There's a whole coven inside. I don't recall. Are there any explosive items we can use? Probably best not to risk it, right? Pigs all slaughtered, left among human bones. There's only one way forward. Actually, there probably isn't. Oh my god. Stop moving. Stop taking all my health. You hit me through the door! It's been 1,000,000 years since a save. What was that? Oh, you blew yourself up. I mean, I understand from a survival horror perspective, wanting us to have to manage that as well, but sometimes it's a long while between save points. And once that happens, you pretty much just have to kind of do a checklist, trying to remember everything you've done until then, pretty much on autopilot. Oh, this time you told us. I am worried. All right, sir. He said by the shore, within the cliff's breast. Follow the tunnel to a locked gate. The key is behind the house. Our little secret, he said, as Mother wouldn't understand. Hidden in plain sight. Okay, a key behind the house. You need to find out which house is yours then. Probably nearby. You're walking right there. Hang on. I'm using the revolver again because that's what I used before. That's all seeing now, are you? And the other one is after me. I can hear you firing your projectiles out there. Switch to the shotgun. I can see you moving out there. Come on, just get a little bit closer. No, don't move away. That's right. Hail to the king. Wait, another? Okay, I'm hoping that they spotted me through the window. It's really taking a toll on our sanity this time, but look. How about this? Let's start looking, maybe, for another way around. Ooh, or I would bet we can probably climb up there, right? Using these crates, maybe? Side door's blocked. Oh wow, that does not do good things for our sanity, seeing that. But come on, it is extremely funny hearing that from you. You can't deny it. Wait, we need to take another sedative. Once more, we're losing health, and I'm not really sure where from. You are right there. Ah, look. A barrel. You seemingly can't knock it over and pull it out. Look, you're looking over there. And you're no longer looking over there. But you know what? It hardly matters. We got plenty more shells where these came from. I could sneak across. I could. Do I want to? Not particularly. Because you guys are pissing me off now. Problem, good luck aiming these things. Red embers are everywhere. Literal boxes of bones. You know what? I could use this right about now. Oh, and look. Look. There's a crate we can use. Maybe use it to climb up high? Let's see. Revolver ammo and shotgun shells? Yes. We have been rewarded for taking these guys out. We have items to stack, and another soul for us. Wait, will this break? Okay, I was gonna say, I was gonna be so annoyed if it would. This house has been purified. And we're carrying 2 more. We only need a single other. Alright, let's hear from you. In the vein of hysterical animal, the air is filled with shrill yelping. Fear in multitudes. No, please. You can't do this anymore. Lord, help me, help! No, back away! It's alright. I'm not one of them. The shrill yelling has subsided, though the tension still dances. Who are you? I think Samuel. Who knows? They take. Do you mean the witches? Yes. Names, pain, memories, and soul, stolen for the matriarch. What did I do to deserve such base cruelty? What happened to you? Before my death, it was Carol, the witch who lived here. I've been kept like an animal in a cage for God knows how long, abused like a specimen. I escaped. A fluke. A glint of hope. My legs have never carried me so fast. From one hell to another. And here was a gaggle of them she-devils. They had no restraint. Did Carol work for Agata? One of the first. But the woman was near enough a hag before. She hosted the matriarch when she arrived. Some say she summoned her to accept her dark gift, contributing to our pain since. What were you doing with the vessel? Me? I wasn't. I stumbled in here. The hags were bickering, desperate to crack it open, but failing. Why were they so keen? From the cage bars, I've seen similar vessels pass through in their wicked hands, hoarding them like rodents. It must be for the matriarch, whatever's within. I'm a bit sad I'm not able to do anything for you, but it's only those with unfinished business, I suppose. There's definitely plenty more for us to do here. Where was that other crate? Right here. Hope it won't break under my feet. You can actually jump a fair way up. Wire. More rags. We could actually run out. Let's not be complacent. I don't know, maybe we have helped you in a way by getting rid of them. Healing potion. Now that will help us out. Satisismus triumphatus. For full and plain evidence concerning witches and apparitions. Bloodied fingers have caressed a page of this ornate book. The reader clearly paid significant attention to this passage. In obscurity, the power in one's veins can be tapped if of the correct lineage. If the individual was not born of coven seed, they may yet enter the circle under the volition of a matriarch witch. Initiations vary, but one cannot force the visitation from a coven lead. The decisions lie solely in the woman of higher power. Rites and presentations of craft may catch their attention for those hoping. Though for those who hope to deter such meetings, there is no choice. The witch will enter without invitation. Simple yet chilling. Your dirt-laden fingers flick through the pages of fanciful nonsense and legends, until one catches your eye. The golden heads of gibbous. Long before true civilization roamed many curious tribes. One we know to be called the Gibbous tribe. Stone etchings reveal they viewed the moon phases as gods. Their worship focused solely on one they named Gibbous. For us, this would be the moon when it is slightly more than a semicircle. The tribe transformed under Gibbous, going from an obdurate pack of cannibals to instead consuming specters. Etchings suggest that the god revealed they could access their cannibalized ancestors by gilding their skulls, the gold drawing out the remnants of life, and then the tribe's people could eat the immaterial wisps. A ritual of absorption would commence under Gibbous' moonlight, and the deepest knowledges, magics, and strength of the demise would assimilate into the consumer. It is a fair argument to say this is why the gibbous died out. It is difficult to sustain the body on a diet so incorporeal. A whole pile of occult books. It may not be possible to deter their visits, but this one sought to achieve it. Demonotreia, Marbles of Science, God, some people. Well, that explains the bone pit in the back. A book filled with crossed-out recipes. This is no cookbook, more a record of experimentations. Trial 1 of Potion of Crimson Virility. Ingredients: spirits, crimson tears, yellow lotus. Notes: tears be too potent. Melted inside of test's oral cavity. Next will be without. Trial 2, Potion of Crimson Virility. Trial 1 of Potions of Cerulean Clarity. Both of the above recipes are torn and on the loose, things we can still find. Oh. I suppose that would have been an easier way to get up here. It may do poor things for our sanity, but we can speak to the corpse back here. Every inch of you hums with pain, your head throbbing. His agony is your own. Who are you? No, don't do this to me. This is not our agreement. Hell, I can feel your pain. What happened? Oh, God. Not my other one. You said one. One for your freakish recipe. I can't take it. My head. Who did this? Please, Mrs. Lowley, no more. My mother waits. I cannot... I can't take this. You're dead. The pain is not real. Just imagine having to abandon a conversation with a corpse because their suffering was too much. I need to get out of here. There is still a cave to find. And it looks as though I may have found it. Is that a mirror? Oh, no. Too cold. Well, we've made it. Perhaps we can climb up onto the rocks? Oh, there is a whole puzzle here. And there is more still to do, but it looks like I've already gone on for long enough for one part. Something I've had to kind of tell myself is, you don't have to make so much work for yourself. You can cut your videos off at a reasonable time. Not every episode of a series needs to be 3 hours long, so I guess I'll leave these glyphs as a question for future me. I wish Victoria was here. She'd blink and it would open. Suffice to say, it seems very clear that this game has still got it, and not only is it continuing to give us so much to do everywhere we look, so many extras, so many opportunities for us to relish in our abilities, but it's also gotten scarier as well, and this area exemplifies that. Before was effectively our walk into the entrance, holding our hand. Now, we're in the middle of madness that, perhaps most scarily, we are beginning to comprehend. As with all unknown horrors, the only way out is through. Actually, that's probably terrible general advice. Sometimes you probably can turn around and run away, but not now. But none of that matters right now. We've got to figure out how we're opening this door. Let's see if this site can tell us anything. Oh. Looks like perhaps it can. Shows how these things connect. But what more can we do there? So if we start from U, then to triangle, then to circle, then to triangle. Let's try it. Square, triangles, circle. No. So something can't be pressed twice, but if we do triangle, circle, diamond, square, let's try triangle, circle, diamond, square. There we go. Oh, right. Ow. It hurts us immediately. Oh, there you are. The final soul. Just a cold, putrid corpse. But there, a faint bristle of energy. There's something small within. I know you're Billy's brother. Looks like there's a bit of a glitch there. Trapped. Trapped was the cat. Forced to watch from where he sat. His owner died, the cat survived. Yet trapped he stayed, his life denied. You're speaking in rhyme. I'm sorry about what happened, but your spite is futile. Your words are pointless as the twin soul rages. Yet all it brings you is sadness. This is the frantic outburst of a child, robbed of life, yet forced to live through another. Well, I'll be taking that, thank you. And I believe that's all. Yep, just enough inventory. We could venture further in if we wanted. Oh, that's cold. That's very cold. I'm not sure there's any reason to, though, or at least maybe we can come back better equipped for such things. Let's get out of here and not lose any more than we need to. Can we still stack you?
Want to spray my back? No more.
I'm impressed that that line is voiced. And I'm also impressed with how this game is handled, being a story-based progression game in early access, because I was really skeptical about that whole model. And it's why I'm really glad that thus far, saves have not broken. It's all been very consistent. I'm gonna bring this stuff up to the hilltop, but I think there's still something else I need. There's another cave down here. Oh, and I never did see what's in that house's backyard. You always gotta pay attention to what it is you can't do. Because if you can't do it now, you may be able to come back later. Now, I forget, what did you want? 5 congregations obtain. Follow smoke, destroy it. Oh, probably those sanity drainers that we saw. We've destroyed a few of them already. Let's place them down. Is this the portal? This game is so cool, you guys. Wait, can I speak to you now? Oh, never mind the gun. Oh, I guess there's nothing more. The higher the stranger, deal with Agata. We've entered the land of the dead. You have no map for this location. No, no one does, do they? A swamp of blood, filled with the dead. Nice sharp jack. The snake's watching. Oh god, I do not have enough shells for this, do I? She's got you. With the beady stare of Agata boring in your head, you focus on the boy. The look in his eyes is deeply unsettling, of wild and lost confusion. Lad, are you alright? Croft sees them. They speak to Croft. Where are you? Dancers in the shadows? Listen to me. It's Jack, your friend. Black. Black. Croft changes within. All to change. Can the darkness wait? Shed his skin. I'm gonna help you. Just hold on. Changes. The black sheds the flesh. Black commands the clock. Rebirth in shadow. Someone tells me trying to open the cage won't work. You crawl after me like a desperate bull? I knew you harbored a curious energy, but your wretched will confounds me. Agata, I suggest we use words rather than war. War? Becoming black will make child's play of your human conflicts. These relics will grant freedom in the void, and he shall grant my girl's salvation. This being you speak of, is it the shadow demon? The dismal wanderer? No, he covets mines, and I'd keep my own. My 3 offerings avoid the middleman, straight to the beyond one, Yog Sothoth. This is who comes? One of many, but the vein of my coven worships him. We devote our servitude in faith. He shall spare us from the slaughter. What have you done to the boy? What I should have done long before. His mind is a weapon, too brilliant and too dangerous. I can't bring myself to kill him. I can't. So, dulling the blade must suffice. He's your son. Do you have no regard for him at all? My womb, a ghost with scars, never could gestate a child. Then a seed was promised to me? My own witch. Yet I birthed the murderer of my 4 witches. I tried, but all I could see in his eyes was their hateful fire. I truly did not want to harm him, but his threat grew too vast. Even in my ire, it wasn't easy. You said you have 3 offerings. What are the other 2? The soul stock of men I have snared. You may use their collective potency to whet his drowsed hunger. A meager morsel, but he's waited for so long. And the 3rd? My entirety. A sacrifice of one for the witches of many. My breath and shredded power will be his to consume. The coven will endure. That's noble? You've already joined the relics. Where is the Black Day? Too many questions. All you beings of short lives waste so much time asking too many questions. You have no time. We can try it. No, I won't question you. There is no time. We need a resolution. Without the relics, doom waits to strangle my coven. Think about the women whom I could protect. Perhaps even your friend? A chance in the coming void. I can't let you take them in the lad, Agata. Well, time has departed this waste. I must begin. And you, man of rare respect, seldom amongst your peers, must go. Why bloodshed? I could try and use the relics to help you as well. No. The dark will rape your earth and your life. I cannot entrust the chance of my girl's survival to the palm of a mortal man. It is mine to bear. I tried. Oh no, I didn't load it. What are you doing? Where are you? Oh god, I've got no health. I am not prepared. Hang on, wait. Let's use that. Frank, can you perhaps tell me how to do this? This is taking a really long time. Try to open the cage. Tingling fills your hands as you grab the bars like maggots squirming under your skin. Ow! Yep, that's kind of what I figured. That's what I figured too. Nope. That was not what I needed. Sorry, I didn't realize we were going to be going into a boss fight with this. We may have to restock. I've got 8 bullets left to my name. Down in the murk. So just can what a witch take. You look like you're growing sluggish. Your animations are cool, I'll give you that. This is wasting a lot of what I had. Wait. Oh, I didn't see this before. Oh, I can't look at it. Where did she go? She always sees me. It lets me know that. She's over there. You have a witch's yell as well. And we're down to melee. Oh no. I've got nothing else to fight you with. Ow. Okay, I have another health kit. Really hope it'll be enough. Where is she? She's over there. Will I be able to do the damage? That's the question. Ow! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god! Come on! I just don't think I have enough. Are there items there? Nope, I'm dead. That's really annoying. Do I have to go all the way back to the cabin? I mean, I kind of hope I do so I can get stuff. You sound frightened. Are you? The horizon holds only the outer beings of death, so boundless and terrifying might. They are predators. I do not wish to die as prey, strangled like my mother, or to see my girls burning to ash beneath their violation. So yes, I am filled with fear. Alright, let's do this. Got way more shotguns, so hopefully that'll be enough. Trying to fight you in melee is going to be useless. This stamina, man, it was not built for all this running and jumping. Do you turn invisible and run in the blood? You're sometimes gone when I arrive. It's important to keep moving, especially if you can't see her and don't know where she is. Listen out for the sound of you throwing things, but for the most part, we'll have no idea where you are. If you're far enough away, I guess you may at times try to do a little sneaky like that. I actually prefer that you do. That I just watched all that go through the map, so that's cool. Let's wait half an hour for this animation. Cancel your attack? It looks like I can. Always have 2 shells ready to go. And there you are. The shotgun was the solution. Actually shockingly easy when we came with enough ammo. Beauty and ugliness. Power and weakness. The many sides of Agata Mason. At your feet, the witch's true form heaves with the dying embers of breath. It didn't have to be this way. You know that. History always repeats. My responsibility. No man's. Don't bring it. The black You will suffer. He... What, Agata? He will make you his... both of you. The Elder Witch is dead. No fanfare or exultation touches the humid air. Just further unease. I really like that the dialogue actually acknowledges that. You would think there would be more fanfare. But it is just death, same for everyone. Can we speak to you? Even with his mother dead, the affliction remains clear in his words. The boy is fundamentally scarred, but for a brief moment, he stares at you. Don't touch it. Don't touch the relics. Croft knows. Into the void. Cast out time. I need them to save the people I care about. Even you. The animalistic confusion returns, his pupils shaking like an addict. Hold on. One day I'll have a quiet night. Probably when I'm... No. This is wrong. We're back here again. And it's over. Okay. Well, I guess we're... Oh. Oh, come on. That's the end? They did this to me again? Okay, well... I had ended the part. I thought we were doing part 2. Okay. Well, anyway, that was the new add-on to Stygian Further... Well, anyway, that was the current ending of Stygian Outer Gods, and I'm loving how this is developing. It's at or even surpassing the quality expectations set by what was there before. And there's like so much here, even in early access. It's very obvious that they're polishing as they go. It doesn't feel like a bare experience. It definitely seems like you're meant to follow along. It's only gotten creepier, it's only gotten bigger, and it's only gotten more horrifying as it starts to seem like a conventional morality is not going to be the way to beat this. And there's also more that I didn't see. You know, there were side objectives we could accomplish, a couple more places we could explore, I just didn't get the chance. But if I try to go back in right now... it's saved at Nightmare Apartment. Well, I guess I'll check that stuff out next time there's an update. Until then, if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, the link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one. I gotta get my dad's revolver.